Do you want to last longer in bed? I'm going to show you how to fix this problem naturally, so you can have an amazing sex life and never worry about it ever again. My name is Sterling Cooper. I'm an award-winning adult film star and bedroom coach. And over the last 6 years, I've helped thousands of men overcome this exact problem. You need to fix the 3 root causes. The first is an imbalanced pelvic floor, series of muscles underneath the groin region. Pelvic floor rehab is a promising and viable treatment. A lot of guys are walking around with a pelvic floor that is constantly tight and overactive, and they don't know how to relax it. And if these muscles are already tight from the get-go, you're preloading the gun, so to speak. You're already in that ejaculatory state. So it's no surprise that when you get aroused, you finish quickly. The second cause of premature ejaculation is your mental state. If you're stressed, anxious, and constantly thinking, oh man, I hope I don't finish, this causes tension to build up in your pelvic floor. Performance anxiety is a very common cause of premature ejaculation. These 2 things are intimately linked. The third cause is your conditioning. If you finish quickly, I'm willing to bet that you also match with a vengeance, trying to finish as quickly as humanly possible. You're training your body to respond to arousal by tensing up the pelvic floor too much and too quickly, leading to a quick finish. It's all now part of your muscle memory, Speed Racer. This is known as Pavlovian conditioning. I want to talk about some common solutions guys turn to and why I think they are terrible ideas. The first is numbing creams and thick condoms. This is the stupidest idea I have ever heard. If you apply numbing cream on your, it's going to rub off on her and her clitoris as well, meaning both of you won't feel a damn thing. Now, the second solution that is often prescribed by doctors are SSRIs. Now, these work by lowering your excited state, which means you'll have less tension in your pelvic floor. But the problem is, it tanks your drive. Not to mention that if you keep taking these, you're going to develop drug resistance and you'll become dependent on a pill to have sex, which is not what we want. And you don't need this because you can fix this problem naturally and quite easily. So let's go into exactly how to do that. The first thing you want to do is become aware of your point of no return. The way you do this is through a thing called edging, which is where you masturbate but you don't allow yourself to finish. Once you feel yourself aroused and getting close to that point of no return, you stop, you let yourself calm down again, and then you repeat this process a few times. You get close, you stop, you get close, you stop. And you want to do it across several days or several weeks, so you become very familiar with where that point of no return is. The point of this exercise is to get you to be in tune with your body, and you'll never have this issue again. The next step is to relax your pelvic floor, because as we said, when it is tense, you're basically primed to. You do that with an exercise called reverse Kegels. Just pee as fast as you can when you go to the toilet in the morning. In addition to reverse Kegels, you also want to be doing regular Kegels as well. If you've ever stopped your pee from coming out midstream, congratulations, that contraction right there is a Kegel. Try doing 50 Kegels a day to begin with. Then once you get comfortable with this, you can start adding in Kegel holds for about 3 seconds instead of it just being a quick pulse. This will give you a much stronger pelvic floor and allow you to stay relaxed and thus have more control during arousal. Next, we want to fix your mental state. In particular, performance anxiety, because that's what most guys are actually struggling with. Meditation is a fantastic way to keep you out of your head and away from negative emotions such as anxiety. You only need to do this for a few minutes at a time, and this helps reduce your cortisol levels, which are the stress hormones in your body. A big reason why guys have a weak pelvic floor in the first place is because they're sitting all day. These muscles become inactive, so you need to get outside. So if you're going to get frisky soon and you want to last longer right now, then here are some tricks of the adult film trade. So pay close attention. First technique is what I like to call worst first. You want to start with the position you find the least stimulating and enjoyable. It's because the first 5 minutes of sex is usually where the danger zone is. That's when you tend to be the most excited, meaning you don't want to stimulate yourself too much. So once you get past that first 5-minute mark, you'll find that you have a lot more control and you worry too. And you won't worry as much about finishing too soon. And if you don't know what to start with, a good one would be something like the facing pretzel, which is this thing where you sit cross-legged on the bed and she's sitting on your lap with her legs around you. It's quite intimate. You can look her in the eyes, you can make out, you can play with her And the most she can really do is grind on you a little bit, so there's not a heap of stimulation going on. Now, this second technique is one that has never failed me. It's what I call kinking the hose. When you feel yourself getting close to orgasm, you create a bend in the penis, pushing down here and then up here. What you're doing is you're kind of breaking the nerve signal. And no, it doesn't hurt and it doesn't damage your wang. You're simply breaking that sensation, allowing yourself to regain some composure and some control. The third technique is deep belly breaths. When approaching climax, many guys, myself included, start to instinctively hold their breath, or their breath could become very fast and very short. This increases tension in your pelvic floor, which then accelerates your orgasm. So what you want to do is start taking deeper belly breaths. 6 seconds in, 6 seconds out. And make sure your stomach is the part that expands when you're breathing in and not your chest. This will help you to relax that pelvic floor and reduce the sensitivity. If you apply the long-term solutions I laid out for you, I guarantee you'll have more control over your in a couple of weeks. However, completely fixing this issue and being able to go for as long as you want is not easy. That's why I wrote a book where I dive much deeper into my 4-week reconditioning routine that will completely fix all the root causes I just mentioned. The link's in the description down below if you want to check it out.